Once the world's dominant economic power, the UK has seen its financial influence wane over the decades. In the pre-World War II era, Britain controlled vast global trade networks, backed by the strength of sterling, which served as the world's primary reserve currency. However, the economic costs of the world wars, the loss of its empire, and shifting global dynamics gradually eroded its dominance, and now cracks have started to appear in its import war chest. And today, the UK economy faces a complex set of challenges, from high debt levels and slowing growth to geopolitical uncertainties. The country's debt to GDP ratio now nears 100%, up from 45% before the 2008 financial crisis. And with bond markets showing signs of strain and the foreign exchange reserves under question, the UK must navigate an increasingly uncertain economic landscape. And one of the biggest warning signs for the UK economy is the rising cost of borrowing. You see, the UK borrows money by issuing long-term government bonds. Investors buy these bonds, and in return, the government promises to pay them interest over time. And the yield, or the interest rate the government must pay, indicates how much investors ask for investing in them. The yields have been rising, by the way, meaning investors demand a higher return for investing in these bonds. The 10-year yield jumped from 3.9% in September 2024 to 4.9% in January 2025. And this is happening even as interest rates are being cut, a sign that markets are uncertain about the UK's fiscal future. Adding to the concerns, the UK government borrowed $22.5 billion in December, 25% more than expected. Meanwhile, foreign exchange reserves have fallen to $112.5 billion, well below their 2019 peak, of $147.5 billion. And these numbers basically suggest that Britain's financial position is becoming increasingly fragile, making it harder for the government to fund new projects or respond to economic shocks. Beyond financial markets, the UK is facing mounting geopolitical pressure, or what is being called the Trump effect. Sterling has weakened significantly against the surging dollar this year on Trump's tariff rhetoric. We've been telling you about that. And this comes even as Britain is trying to rebuild trade ties with the European Union. However, the country faces tough choices between aligning with the US or strengthening EU relations. And while Prime Minister Keir Starmer is set to visit Washington for Ukraine peace talks, the economic pressures will also be on his agenda clearly. At the same time, markets are questioning whether the UK economy can actually grow fast enough to keep up with the rising debt. The government's latest budget in October 2024 failed to raise long-term investment expectations, leaving investors worried about Britain's ability to sustain economic momentum. With public debt climbing, borrowing costs rising, forex reserves dwindling, economic forecasts under scrutiny, the UK now faces a crucial turning point. The question is, will policymakers make tough financial decisions to restore confidence? Or will Britain's economic challenges deepen further? The coming months will be critical for shaping the country's financial future, and we will be closely monitoring the developments. To stay up to speed with the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.